Yo, what up? Oh, I don't have my direct monitor on. I can't hear myself. Okay, there we go. How's it going? I'm getting some stuff set up. I didn't have the video open yet, so I'm getting that ready. One moment. First time catching one of these. I also didn't I usually do them on Saturday, at least the past few times that I did it. But I was doing other stuff yesterday, so we do it today. And also, I'll have my summer starting soon in like a few weeks. So I'll have more time. I might do a couple of these a week. How was my day? It was pretty good. My day yesterday was more eventful, but today I just played some games, just did some yard work. It was nice. I had my friend. He's been on stream before, not recently, but I played that awful Suicide Squad game with him and my other friend Carl. So my friend Ashton, he came over and he brought his old bike. We tried to fix that, and we blew up two we blew up two tubes. We got one tube in the tire. We pumped it up. We got it up to the right pressure, and then we did the second one, and it fucking exploded. It wasn't even at full pressure, and it blew up. So we're like, oh, we'll just go return it to Walmart. We'll get a new one. And we did the same thing, and the exact same thing happened. It wasn't at full pressure, and it fucking blew up. So yeah, that's my first time fixing a bicycle, and apparently if the tire pops out of the rim, the tube explodes. Like really loud too. Not like a balloon popping. It's like 10 balloons popping at the same time. That's how loud it is. Aha. We got Buff Steven in the other window here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Buff Amethyst Steven. Let me pick a soundtrack. What soundtracks do I own? I haven't bought a new soundtrack in a long time. I might do that when I get my YouTube money. I don't want to play anything too intense, you know. I could do just yeah, we're playing bullets per minute. Fuck yeah. No, that's too loud. Holy shit. I could just do. I could do Going Under again. I like that soundtrack. Let's start with this one. Do I like Bayonetta? I've never played Bayonetta. Hat in Time soundtrack? I have not played Hat in Time. I had some soundtracks on my wish list. Whoa, that's a different game. I forgot I had videos unmuted on Steam. Let's see. Oh, I can't sort by soundtrack on fucking Steam wishlist. The options are games, software, and DLC, not soundtracks. But I have soundtracks wishlisted. Cuphead. I'm just gonna. Okay, I'll just search soundtrack. Slime Rancher 2, or both. The Slime Rancher original is split in between two. I I don't own the Team Fortress 2 one. That's weird. Celeste has a good one. Oh, Cinecake. Thank you. Thanks for the $5. I love when something... Wait. To you, even if it's a little... When I catch Steven, been loving your work always. Oh, I love to give something to you, even if it's a little. When I catch a stream. I said Steven. I don't know why. My brain is like saying Steven. Because I'm looking at Steven on the screen and my brain like does autocomplete. What did Steven see? What is he looking at? Steven on the brain, indeed. I haven't even talked about the episode yet, and I already have Steven on the brain. I'll give that super chat a heart. Thank you. Fishing Paradiso. Undertale soundtrack possibility. I feel like Undertale is not a game that I enjoy. I might buy it. I might buy the soundtrack someday. But Undertale, I played that years and years and years and years ago when it a couple years after it came out. There's one of my most popular videos on my channel is a video about why I dislike Undertale. That video still to this day, after fucking 5 years, 10 years even, it gets people searching for it. And I can tell people search for it because all the views come from YouTube search. Noita soundtrack is one that's on my wish list. And Bastion. Bastion is a game that I've not played. I own it. I have a ton of games. You want to just like look through my Steam library for... We're just gonna look real quick. Let's sort by alphabetical. There's a lot of games that I just have not played. A lot of free things. A lot of things that I've gotten bundled. Yeah, his writing isn't for everyone. It's too like the humor is too like Tumblr, if that makes any sense, like old Tumblr. Is it still up? I don't take, or is the Undertale video still up? I don't take videos down that often. Last time I took a video down was years and years ago. Let's look at my games in my library and how many of them that I actually play. Just real quick. I like this one, 5D Chess. I just have no one to play it with. Attica I haven't finished. This game I held the world record in for a little bit. For a couple years. I speedran it once and then held the world record, and then someone came and snagged it by like 20 minutes. I don't play any of these. I've played this once. Arma, never played. Again, a lot of stuff that I have and I've never touched. The Beginner's Guide is... Or Battle Block Theater and the Beginner's Guide are like the first ones on this list that I genuinely recommend quite a bit. Battle Block Theater, I want to find a way to reset my save data in that and then play it, because I love the cutscenes and I want to play the cutscenes how they were intended. But yeah, if you're not even into games and you want to play you want to play a good game that's like very artsy, the Beginner's Guide is pretty good. I didn't like it at first when I started playing it, and then it got I'm gonna turn the music volume down just a bit. It like started making sense toward the end. It's really good. It has a really good narrative. This one I put a lot of time into. Actually, not as much as I... This is one of my favorite games of all time, BioShock Infinite. It's, the music, the setting is really good. The story is really good. Steam profile is the same as the YouTube one, yes. I ran into a YouTuber, a TF2 YouTuber yesterday. I was playing Team Fortress 2. Actually, let's sort by playtime, in fact. Sort by playtime. Where hours played. Team Fortress 2 is the game that I put the most time into, followed by a big gap, Factorio. I don't even know how I put 200 hours into No Man's Sky. And I don't know, I think this one I left my computer running for like a week when I was a kid. Also, Nuclear Throne is one of my favorite games of all time. Highly recommend if you like roguelikes. I also don't know how I put this much time into this game. I think just playing like Surf and Casual and Deathmatch. I can't play GTA 5 online anymore because it's broken on Linux, unfortunately. BioShock mentioned. BioShock 1, I haven't finished. I played it for a while and then I just never completed it. "100-Line Last Defense Academy." Never heard of that one. Deep Rock Galactic is one of my go-to, like, I played a couple hours this week, apparently. I never want to put this game down because there's just so much to do in this one. Again, I'm looking at some of these, like Dota 2. How did I put 120 hours into this? No idea. Dwarf Fortress is a game. I might sit down and play it a lot during the summer when I don't have work. Because this game, I just got it like last year, and it's so deep. Like, the mechanics in that game are just incredible. I like dwarf games, I suppose. Also, I have Rocket League before it got removed from Steam. Anyway, these are my go-tos basically. And then I get to the point, I get farther down and it's stuff that I don't really enjoy as much. Yeah. Stuff that, not that I don't enjoy as much, but that I don't really sit down to play. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to Fez. Oh yeah, that's a game I played through a few times. I will come back to this later because I do want to play some games after some episode discussion. Whoa, why is this one so loud? Too loud for me. Let's do some more. You know what? I'm gonna do this. In what do you call it? Also, I like your name, Battery Acid Drinker. I didn't look at it until just now. Risk of Rain 2, which again I haven't sat down and played for much. How does this Q&A thing work about, I've never... in the YouTube chat, you can do like a Q&A. I'm just gonna like say, ask anything about Gemology, etc., etc. You'll see it. And I just want to see... how does this even work? Because right now is episode discussion, so I will be doing the Q&A. Can I actually open a, I need to open a different window. I haven't been actually looking at, the viewership and all that. Okay. So I have one window I can look at. I can look at this questions and then one that I'm just looking at chat. Am I going to do all the episodes? Yes. Including the movie and future and a lot of the shorts. I'm going to try to do everything Steven Universe related. It'll take like 3 years to get through the whole series. And I will be taking breaks and stuff. How do I motivate myself to write these Gemology episodes consistently? The biggest thing is Patreon, really. Like, if I know people are willing to pay to watch the movie, well, to watch these episodes early, like, I feel like I owe it to them to get one out once a week, which made me feel bad when I got sick. But, you know, you get sick, you just can't do anything about that. So I got sick, I had to take a week off, and yeah. Do I have any more details on the Steven Universe rewrite I'm working on? Not yet. I haven't really spent too much time other than just doing the background, what do you call it? Like the history, pre-human, not pre-human, but like pre-war history and stuff like that. Making the biggest change is making rose quartz and pink diamond 2 separate gems. How am I plan on doing the movie? Like a super long episode or something? Yeah, I think I'll do a really, really long, like half-hour long video if I can get it to. I don't think I can fit everything into a half hour, so it'll probably be like an hour-long video, really. If an 11-minute episode of the show I can fit into a 10-minute video, or sometimes shorter, then the movie itself is gonna have to be like close to the length of the actual movie. It might be an hour and a half, I don't know. Would you do any changes to Sugilite's design? Actually, sorry, I skipped a question, but since I have it open, let's look at her real quick. If I was producing the show and I wanted Sugilite to appear a few times, like more so than she appeared in the actual show. Let's look at her first appearance, because that's probably the best. I would make it less complicated, like less tears, less like stripes. I think less of these like lines on her head for the sake of animating, because I know animators trying to get the little details correct all of the time is really tough. Okay. Which gem other than lapis do you think has the most broken ability? That's a tough one. If we're talking about like future, can we talk future? I think yellow diamond being able to unshatter gems just by putting the pieces back together is fucking stupid. I don't even think Steven has the most broken abilities, because he's shit at controlling them. But just, you know, in future you get fucking yellow diamond pulling gems out of bubbles, or gem shards out of bubbles, and then just like putting them together, and then all of a sudden, hey, they're working, and then she fixes their body when they're like cracked. And it's like, well, there's no point in shattering Like, there's no steaks to the show anymore. There's no juicy, delicious, medium rare steaks. Aquamarine's bow thing being able to stop Alexandrite is such BS. Yeah, they had to take that away from her pretty quickly. Steven did shatter Jasper, who's like the strongest normal gem, but it took all 4 diamond juices to get her back to normal, and also shattering should be a permanent thing, and I don't think... Do you guys know the like alternate ending someone made where Jasper stays broken and it was like way more impactful? I think I'll get to future eventually, but I think that should have been... Jasper being shattered should have been permanent. Yellow Diamond was fixing cluster experiments specifically, not straight up shattered gems. Yeah, but the cluster experiments were made up from shattered gems, shards of crystal gems that had been shattered during the war. No, they were shattered. She was pulling pieces together, and she specifically said she had to find all the pieces. Like a battery acid drinker just said. It would have been better because Jasper never really came back anyway, so they didn't even use her. Yeah, she should have stayed broken. All she did was the final episode. She was like, "My diamond," and then fucking broke a hole through the wall and left. Yeah, what does Jasper do now? Yeah, maybe Jasper's Ronaldo's new girlfriend. Someone write that. Someone make a fucking fan fiction of that. Because God knows I'm not going to. Oh, I found this thing. Okay, I go to a public library near me all the time just for books, DVDs, all sorts of shit. They have like a library of things. I'm gonna like talk about public library every time I stream because I can't say enough like how good like free entertainment is. They have these like community journals where you can check it out, either read it or like add an entry to it, like to write stuff in it. And there's a journal, it only has one entry. It's a fan fiction like community journal. And it has this this fucking Harry Potter fan fiction written by a 12-year-old. And it's like actually one of the worst things I've read. Not because it's like cringe, but because it was just the writing is so obtuse that it's like impossible to like follow, to not like fall asleep while you're writing it. But I feel like I want to write stuff in there, but like anonymously, and nobody will know it's me, and it'll be like my fucking not Team Fortress 2. I read the TF2 question. It'll be my Steven Universe fan fictions that I don't want to post on the internet because I don't want anyone associating that one with me. Cartoonosaurus Rex says TF2 main. It switches at this point. My most played character has been switching between Demo Man and Soldier. But if I had to pick one, it would be Soldier. I love Soldier. I don't know if a kid's show could have gotten away with a main character killing somebody. You have not watched Infinity Train. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Go watch Infinity Train. Yeah, but I'm not misunderstanding the difference between a spear and a javelin, because a javelin is a type of spear. It's like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares kind of situation. I don't like arguing about definitions and semantics. It's lame. But I can tell you on the Wikipedia, a javelin is a light spear designed primarily to be thrown. It is a spear. I think gems should be able to be repaired, but only with all 4 diamonds. And it's like a permanent rejuvenator. Yeah, if she was reset to how she was when she came out of the fucking ground, then yeah, it would have been better stakes, even if they had to bring her back, you know. Glaive is for slashing. Glaive is not good for... Glaive is too long to be a stabbing weapon. Bring back who? Bring back Jasper. We were just talking about how Jasper, it was stupid to have Jasper get shattered and then bring her back immediately. Or bring her back at all, really. I think she should have stayed dead. Oh yeah, Steven's just standing on Sadie's head at this frame, apparently. Whoa. Let's see that frame again. Yeah. I wish there was a Sugilite episode after Amethyst character development. They really shot themselves in the foot hiring Nicki Minaj as Sugilite's voice actress. Yeah, it's really because they can't pay Nicki Minaj. First of all, that's a busy person. She's got a lot of shit going on. And also, she's a famous person, so she's going to charge a lot because she can. They could have just replaced her like they did Mr. Smiley and Bismuth in Future. Do I miss the corrupted monsters from season 1? It was kind of weird after season 1. They basically like stopped appearing aside from Jasper's corrupted monsters in that one Peridot one. Yeah, I think it wasn't even necessarily the end of season 1 that they kind of disappeared. It was halfway when we got to fucking Ocean Gem and Mirror Gem. That like stopped. That the Monster of the Week... I mean, Steven Universe was never a Monster of the Week show. My cat showed up, by the way. He's meowing. I don't know if you can hear him. They just not having fun monsters and, like, cool adventures was kind of jarring. I think the show did go in a good direction despite that. But I do wish there were the occasional... Like, the Peridot's funny... haha Wile E. Coyote episode was cool, but I wish there was more of that. Instead of towny filler episodes, I think they should have done more gem monsters. Do you think that after Future, or like after Change Your Mind rather, that there are still corrupted gems out there? There are gem monsters just roaming around, because there's no way they could have caught all of them, right? There's no way like we watched them catch the last gem monster that was on planet Earth. Do you think like there are still like squads out there like going after these gem monsters and freaking taking them down and bringing them back so they can be healed and revived? I think that would be a cool, like, I'm always thinking about if they bring back this show. I don't believe that's going to happen anytime soon, but if they do bring back this show and it's like this like anthology of just random different characters a la Adventure Time, that they should cover, like, there's still gem monsters out there, and they're now, like, all of the gems that were uncorrupted are, like, helping find them and stuff. Could have at least done subtle moments with Sugilite like how they did with Opal, if they didn't want to bring back Nicki Minaj. Yeah, Sugilite appears once more until the fucking, what do you call it? Until Steven Tag in future, but she comes back, she smashes the communication hub one more time, and then she's fucking gone for the rest of the series. No, I would say Steven finding a corrupted gem on his road trip and then bubbling him back to the temple with a note to the gems. I think that Steven's story is done and they shouldn't have Steven be the main character of any, what do you call it? Like, his story is told. He doesn't need to be the main character of any new series. I also think, like, give Zach Callison a break. Like, Zach Callison can't get work because he's just Steven. Everyone he's just like, you know how, when, what's his name? Mark Hamill played Luke Skywalker. He could never be any other character in any other movie because he was Luke Skywalker. And every time he was on, everyone would just see Luke Skywalker. So he just had to be a voice actor, which he is a fantastic voice actor. He's the Joker in every Batman cartoon, and he's Fire Lord Ozai and all that stuff. It's awesome. Lars' Space Adventures? Yeah, I want to see Lars in space more if they ever bring this show back. It's if. I'm always saying if because there's nothing definitive. He does Skips. I forgot about. I always forget that he plays Skips. Wasn't he other characters in regular show? What else was he? Mark Hamill's 5'9"? He's a short boy. What a short man. Not to make fun of him or anything, but, like, I'm taller than him. Okay, he played a bunch of, like, additional characters, like background or secondary characters in regular show. Luke's pretty short in Star Wars. Yeah. I always thought that was kind of, like, they cast him that way as, like, he's like, oh, he's a teenager, he's inexperienced or whatever, even though he wasn't a teenager when he played Luke Skywalker. I'm going to change the frame because I've been talking on the same one for a long time. Thoughts on Bismuth being bubbled for 2 seasons? It's funny how stupid it was. I really don't have any thoughts. She was bubbled for quite a long time. Then she got unbubbled, and after like 2 days, she tried to kill Steven, and then she got put back in a bubble. I think that's reasonable. It's like getting bailed out of jail and then getting arrested the next day because he tried to fucking stab somebody. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. They just didn't know what to do with her character. Yeah. Also, Again, expensive voice actress. Would I prefer Lars and the Off-Color spin-off or Gem War anthology? Neither. I want a Rose Quartz and Greg like slice of life story, because the Rose Quartz and Greg episodes are my favorites, in some of my favorites in the show. People cut Bismuth so much slack and totally forgot she definitely tried to murder Steven. Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is that she shouldn't be let off because she tried to fucking kill him. Wasn't I just complaining about townie episodes? Rose Quartz is not a townie. What the fuck? I think Lapis didn't have more fights because she was so powerful. Like, she was established as so powerful that they couldn't use her. The writers just like weren't, that she was benched or whatever. Townie episodes are misunderstood. I think some of them are really bad. I think some of them are okay, and I think some of them are fun. I don't know, Frybo is a townie episode. I like that one. But Rose Quartz and Greg are not townies. I know Greg, technically, but Greg is Steven's dad. Like, come on. Really wish they had an episode where Connie's parents came to watch her train with Pearl. That would be cool. Rose wasn't exactly fighting monsters alongside Greg. Listen. All right, listen. My tastes are weird. I got this weird, complicated. What I basically want. This is gonna sound stupid. I want My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, but with Rose Quartz and Greg, with like cool adventure some episodes and like slice of life, haha. Fucking we're baking cupcakes another episode. That sounds stupid, but that's basically what I want. Dear Princess White Diamond. Ugh. I never finished that show. I watched a lot of that show, and then I never like, there were like 2 seasons that I just never completed. They became teachers at some point. Yeah, that's kind of where I fell off. I'm like, I don't like care about. They introduced so many new characters, and I'm like, I just don't care. I probably had this question, but favorite episode. It like changes every time, but last time I said Mr. Greg, I still like Mr. Greg because I like musicals. Favorite musical of all time? West Side Story. I talked about that on stream before too. Very few cartoons need to be on for 250 episodes. What? How many? Hold on. List of My Little Pony episodes. List of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic characters? I didn't realize there were enough fucking characters to make a whole Wikipedia page about it. 222 episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. That's a fuck ton. Any, like, a show that has, like, a serialized set of episodes and are not just, like, what do you call it? Not like SpongeBob types where each episode, like, resets, or the timeline resets after every episode. Yeah, that, I agree. You can't, like, stretch it that far to make it into a fucking soap opera. Plus a movie, a bunch of specials, and a full spin-off. Yeah, I did the, if anyone wants to watch some of my older reviews back when I barely knew what I was talking about, I did review the first 4 Equestria Girls movies, which are dog shit. There's one that I liked the music in, and the rest of them are terrible. What little girl could possibly watch a 200 plus serialized story and then remember every detail of the plot? Yeah, I don't know. That's why they break things up into seasons. Did I talk about this one? Steven Universe says, haha, Magic Kids show, but what do I think about the government not being involved in any gem stuff? It's distracting thinking about it. I don't know why the government isn't involved. And at a certain point, Pearl says, like, I'm not exactly a citizen. It's like, well, how? You've been here for 6,000 years. You had time to, like, you know, set up shop and say, like, hey, government, I'm here. I'm like this fucking magic entity. Just make sure you know that I'm here and I exist and I'm not dying anytime soon. I don't know. I don't know why Pearl doesn't have a driver's license. She has a phone. That's like step 1, maybe. We talked about this last stream too, but like someone said, I don't remember where this came up, but that Steven doesn't have a social security number or something. But like it's not hard to go to some county office and say, like, hey, I never got a social security number when I was born, so I need to get one now. That's like, how hard could it be for a magic woman, a gem, to go do that? Probably pretty hard because you're not exactly human. Do the gems have fingerprints? Can the FBI like fingerprint you? Do they need to do that? Anyway, what Steven Universe episode had the best fight scene? I like the one where Steven and Lars and the off-colors have to fight off the little drones that are like scanning things. I think that one was really creative. In terms of creativity, that one was a cool fight scene. Jailbreak, I like the song, but like, Raises the question of how the gems handle legal documents. Well, how do people who like cross the border to a country illegally like get documents to become naturalized? that's not a simple question to ask. I'm like genuinely asking that question because, you know, people cross without having like passports or green cards or whatever, and they manage to find work or whatever, and then get to the point where they can become a citizen of whatever country. Best fight scene might be Super Watermelon Island. In terms of 1v1s, yeah, I think so. That's a good pick, at least. I don't know my favorite 1v1 in the show. I can't pick one right now. I have to go back and like watch them all back to back to know. It was 4 versus 2. Shut up. They're fusions. It's 1v1. One character Alexandrite versus one character Malachite. It's 1v1. Come on. Say the Spinel fight doesn't count because it would be cheating. Yeah, because that was what's his name? What is his name? Takafumi Hori, that's the guy. He did the what is the one? Oh, that's right. I heard the story over and over again. I don't have the tune in my head right now, so I can't sing it properly, but I would. What is the other friends? That's the one. Takafumi Hori has a YouTube channel? Let's look him up. Hold on. I don't want to, like, play them. Because I feel like I'm going to get fucking copyright claimed or whatever. Dancing Peridot. I'm going to watch this and... I'm going to watch this and not play it on stream because it's going to be... Oh, it has no... It has... I muted it really quick. Oh, she gets crushed by a rock. That's funny. Which fusion has the coolest weapon? Definitely Opal. That's like not even a contest in my eyes. Bows are cool as fuck. In the Q&A side, do you think gems have to poof themselves if they want to have like an outfit change? I mean, yeah, probably. Well, no, because fucking it might be an exception, but the pink diamond rose quartz thing, like, she shapeshifted and held that form for a long time without getting poofed. Someone said, I love a good hammer, but I think Sardonyx wasn't too well proportioned. Yeah, it's like way too big for her. I think a Warhammer would have been cool if it was more like a realistically proportioned one where the head is kind of smaller. I bet you a gem can choose to retreat into their gem. That's the only explanation for Rose going into Steven. That does make sense. I remember there was one point where there was a ruby that was like, I almost like dissipated my form or something. I can't remember how it goes. Sunstone obviously has the best weapon. What is... that never happened, right? Like, Sunstone doesn't have a weapon. Hold on. Oh, she has fucking suction cups. I forgot. That's, like, really stupid. I forgot. It sucks. Oh. I think the umbrella is a cool, like, for Rainbow Quartz. I think a umbrella... There's an umbrella weapon in the game, Sekiro. I've never played that game, but it seems cool to just be able to, like, pop open a shield kind of thing and, like, also have this actually, I don't think it's an umbrella. I think it is just a shield that, like, opens up, like, wraps open. You can tell Change Your Mind to an extent was rushed. I think Sunstone was rushed out in, like, a day. It's like, oh, what do we make her fucking weapon? Her, I don't know, her, them, whatever. What do we make Sunstone's weapon? It's like, oh, shield on gloves, suction cup. It'll work for one use, and that's it. Yeah, the whole final arc to Steven Universe was rushed because of the wedding thing. Diamond Days was supposed to be an entire season 6, and it's pretty obvious. Yeah. Yeah. Should have been a pizza cutter? I mean, Rainbow Quartz should have been a pizza cutter? Rainbow Quartz weapon should have been an umbrella, but Rainbow 2.0's weapon should have been a pizza cutter. Whoa. Okay, I really like that. Watch this whole show and still don't get how Steven is able to exist. Magic. That's, yeah, magic. I don't know, like, people who try to dissect the magic in this show. It's like, I don't know. It's fun to try to do that, but sometimes you just have to suspend your disbelief and just enjoy the show and stuff like that. I don't know. I gotta keep changing this. Anyone have any questions about this episode and this episode? Or someone pointed out in the comments, I was like, oh, stool continuity is 10 out of 10. It's really good. It's not, actually. And the stools are gone in... Where was it? I missed it. Okay, Pearl goes in here. I'm scrolling through. There's no stools. And then, like, cut one scene or one shot, and then the next shot later. There are the stools. Whoa. I was wrong about that. I thought the stool continuity was flawless, but there's one shot where there were no stools. The magic is supposed to be super high tech. Yeah, the more you watch the show, the more you realize that is not the case. It's a very, very soft magic system, like J-Mac just said. Welcome, J-Mac. I recognize your name. We just got done talking about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Now I'm noticing your profile picture. Maybe the stool continuity were the friends we made along the way. I listen, the stool continuity came from, okay, we're in Steven's house all the time. There's all sorts of these background elements. I was thinking about this really hard. It's like, what, like, really large object in here, like, changes all the time that I can... Because there's a lot of these little tiny things, like, on the shelves and stuff. But, also, this is called Endgame. I'm sorry for all the people who I made lose the game during this video, too. There was thousands of casualties. By the way, you all lost. That one I'm not sorry for. I think it's funny. Anyway, I was thinking of continuity, like, background stuff. There's so many of these, like, things on shelves that would be, like, impossible to track. So I just picked one thing that would be pretty obvious, and it's the stools. And there's a certain point, I will get to this later in the series. There's a certain point where the stools go from being these, like, bar stool types with no back and they're, like, circular, to these square stools with backs. And I don't know exactly when it is that it happens, but it does happen. And it's a weird thing. It's going to be like this big event when it does show up. Bismuth upgrades the stools. It was before Bismuth showed up. That's what... Yeah, it's weird. Stools. I'm going to try to find an episode where the stools... Let's see. Oh yeah, and Future has a table with, like, regular chairs. I forgot about that. I feel like Steven's house got way smaller in Future. I don't know. I, like, can't remember. I think it's just the fact that it's not an open, like, loft for a bedroom, which I think is cool as fuck. And if I ever, like, was able to build a beach house, I would totally just build a replica of Steven's house. Or, like, just a cabin in general. I think it is the fact that it's not an open floor plan. Also, they gave him that, like, greenhouse thing at the top. That's more like gem architecture. It sucks that they didn't fix the statue. Of all the things that, like, got improved and built over the course of the movie, like, between Change Your Mind and the movie, they didn't repair the statue at all. Kinda lame. Also, diamonds in the background, foreshadowing, foreshadowing, foreshadowing. It's all foreshadowing. It's their white diamonds, get it? It's... Reason for missing stools is probably background reuse. Yeah, but, like, you just make the same background with and without the stools. Wonder if Steven was scared shitless to sleep in his room during the Peridot and Jasper arc. I mean, they did that joke, right? Or not really a joke where... I guess it was a joke where it's like, good night, ominous triangle at the foot of my bed, and it's Peridot. Also, Peridot foreshadowing. Everything is foreshadowing. It's not. It's really not. A lot of people who spout foreshadowing about everything need to get over themselves. Waiting for a continuation of the Lars in Space. The Lars in Space. What do you call it? But they forgot he existed. I think they forgot like immediately after he was in space, because the episode right after Steven returned, they did a townie episode. I don't know. One of the worst townie episodes in the show as well. Wish they gave Lapis, Peridot, and Bismuth their own rooms. Yeah. I wonder if they built like another kind of non-Euclidean temple like this for them, for like the three homeboys, the three stooges. Do you think Steven knew about obsidian in the beginning of the show, considering it's in the mountain? No. Because he didn't know about fusion until Giant Woman. So how could he have known who Obsidian was? He probably just thought it was like, oh, it's just a temple. It's just this like goddess or whatever. What's my favorite character theme in Steven Universe? I already said this in Lion 2 the movie, but Lion's theme is my favorite. It's really good. Okay, I am gonna have to say BRB because I gotta use the bathroom. So I'm gonna BRB screen real quick. I'll leave the music running. So BRB. Girl, you frying chicken in there? You piss loud as fuck. Anyway. Oh yeah, I forgot to grab a goddamn drink. I was gonna grab a little sody before I came back. You know what? Fuck it. I am not gonna hit the BRB screen. I'm just gonna go get a soda, and I'll just be screaming from my kitchen so you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me from over there? I'm grabbing a soda. I'm bringing my cat over too. Actually, my cat needs food. I'll give him food after the stream. He doesn't need food yet. We can't. You can't hear me? Damn. I'm glad that if that's true and you can't hear me, then if I accidentally leave my microphone on when I go take a pee pee, then you won't be able to hear me go pee pee. I'm gonna have to go listen to that back after the stream is done. Personally, don't think Dewey is relevant enough character to care if he changes, especially because of the fact that he could have developed literally anything else. That's part of the reason why I see Nanafwa as such a filler character. Because, like, who cares what the mayor of Beach City is? Like, when I said that in Beach Party, people were like, well, Nanafwa is important because she becomes the mayor. And it's like, well, again, who cares? Like, we're doing this whole thing with, like, this alien overlords and these magical ladies. Meanwhile, there are people who are concerned about the mayor of Beach City. Kilroy was here, by the way. PD could have become mayor? Yeah, like Mr. Smiley or Fryman or fucking Lars. Actually, Lars was in space. Shit. Sadie could have been a mayor instead of a musician. I got a lot of comments. Actually, I only got a couple of these because they're insane people. There's not many people who are saying this. In the Frybo episode, that they were saying that Petey is foreshadowing Pink Diamond, and their only evidence toward that was that Petey, his name sounds like PD, like Pink Diamond. That's like the only thing they're going off of, and then they're like making up stuff. Yeah, y'all say PD, but it's PD. Yeah, it's true. If I pull up my script for Gemology for that episode, I typed it all correctly. I typed out the name. I need too many files open. My fucking computer is like getting bent out of shape because apparently I have too many files open. How do I like increase the limit of how many files I can have open? It says all available file handles have been used. Can increase the maximum number of open files. I'm doing risky shit right now. Oh, it's set to unlimited. Hold on. You limit. Okay, how do I fucking... This is a C library? What? I'm reading the manual and it's not making sense. Everyone says, all these Linux people who try to help people, or like, they don't try. Everyone who, like, gives advice to Linux people, they say read the manual. Meanwhile, the manuals are, like, impossible to read. I'm not doing computer shit right now. I just can't open Obsidian to actually view my, to view the files. Saw something saying that PD and Pink Diamond in the beginning wanted to be in the family business. PD having fries and Pink Diamond getting a colony, and then they both didn't like it. That's exactly the comment that I'm talking about. And it is totally absurd. Some people, man. Again, I'm not using Gemology as a platform to, like, give my headcanons and stuff and my theories. Occasionally I'll have like a theory that I feel is too good to not mention. But there's some of them that are just out. They're just out there. JMax struggling with Linux. I daily drive Linux and I struggle with it every day. I've learned so much. It's been... Actually, I think it's been a year, like exactly since I started daily driving it. And I don't have any desire to go back to Windows. I use Debian, by the way. I'm sad I don't get to say Arch, by the way. Debian just, it's very stable. I haven't only had it crash maybe once. Linuxology. I wish I was smart enough about that to like make videos. I'm thinking about in the future, since I'll have a lot of time during the summer, to like start another channel just to do some other random shit. Oh, that was really like that. I'm increasing my volume on my audio interface and that makes that crusty sound. That was awful. I'm sorry. Anyway, just some oh Jesus. Okay. Some plans to, I wonder if that's made my voice sound better. Okay. Just to like make other channels and like have things to fall back on for whenever, because eventually I will finish Gemology and eventually I will have to move on to some other kind of videos if I want to keep doing the YouTube route, of course. But I was thinking of my dad actually gave me this idea, but just like a restaurant review channel where I'd get like my friends together and we'd go to a restaurant, we'd each order a different thing, and then we'd review it and fucking talk about it, and yeah. Whatever I plan, I probably won't be promoting it on here because people are here for Gemology mostly. Is Gemology going to go into future? Yes. I need to write, now that I've gotten that question quite a lot, I think I should write like a frequently asked questions thing and like leave it in every description because I get that question quite often. I have my website sourcemaster.net. I think I'll put a FAQ page on there. Does the movie count? Yeah. Someone was asking about that earlier and I hadn't actually considered how I would do it, but it might end up being like an hour-long video because of how long the movie is. Either that or I'd break it up. I think I'd rather just do it in one big video instead of breaking it up into chunks. Wasn't I also going to try to review Adventure Time and Infinity Train? Yeah. I think I will do Infinity Train. I've always had the idea to do... I just haven't watched Infinity Train as much as I have Adventure Time. I do enjoy Infinity Train more. I will end up rewatching that more. Infinity Train, I'm gonna have to fucking pirate to actually make videos on it because there's no way legally to get episodes of Infinity Train anymore. Did you know that I'm no lawyer, but if you can justify fair use, if someone like comes to you and you can get a DMCA claim for pirating something through torrents, but you can claim fair use if you're like using it to make a review or a video or whatever. For whatever you can claim for fair use on YouTube, you can claim for like if you wanted to make a series like this and you ended up downloading the episodes from the fucking Pirate Bay, you can technically claim fair use, but don't pirate shit. Like, be safe if you're doing that kind of fucking, it's illegal crap. Oh, I missed some questions. Thoughts on Steven Universe's pacing? I think there were really bad points. I think season 1 and 2 had the greatest pacing. First half of season 1 was perfect because we didn't actually know that there was any overarching plot yet until halfway through, and then I think it was good for the rest of season 1 too. The pacing for the cluster arc in season 2 was really good. Was that season 2 or 3? I can never remember. It like bleeds into both, doesn't it? But yeah, the hiatuses made the pacing worse if you were trying to watch the show as it was airing, which I watched every episode as it came out. It was a pain. The cluster arc finished at the start of season 3, yeah. I think season 2 has perfect pacing. And then season 4 has the worst because there's just a bunch of bullshit. There's a lot of like bullshit episodes before you get to the zoo and all that. And there's a bunch of bullshit episodes after the zoo. Like a lot of putzing around, a lot of wasting time. Just like trying to fill the episode quota that Steven Universe ordered. I forgot this song. Wait, I need to turn this song. We're gonna reprogram your brain with this song. I'm skipping this one because I don't want my brain fucking reprogrammed. Season 3, I don't remember anything interesting except the beginning and the end. Beginning and the end. Let me see. What was in Season 3? I feel like Season 3 was... Oh yeah, Mr. Greg was in Season 3. I feel like that's what... There's a lot of bullshit in season 3. Not as egregious as season 4. There's some really bad ones. Let me see the bad ones. Drop Beat Dad was bad. The new Lars was bad. Beach City Drift was like cool, but ultimately didn't matter. Restaurant Wars was bad. Kiki's Pizza Delivery Service was strange, not interesting, I would say. And that's the only ones. Okay, good season 3 ones. The end of the cluster arc, Super Watermelon Island, Gem Drill, good stuff. Hit the Diamond, one of my favorite episodes in the whole show. Mr. Greg, also my favorite episode in the whole show. Too Short to Ride. It's pretty good. I mean, not a lot happened in there except at the end, Peridot got her powers. Monster Reunion. Greg the Babysitter. That one's fucking awesome. Crack the Whip. Wait, what is Crack the Whip? Oh yeah, Crack the Whip. Yeah, that one was awesome. Bismuth. Beta, Earthlings. Yeah, there's a ton of good stuff in season 3. Hit the Diamond? You don't know Hit the Diamond? Hit the Diamond was the baseball episode. I fucking love that episode. It's entirely filler, but I love that episode. It's so stupid. I mean, the rubies are stupid. I love it. Season 3 doesn't feel like its own season, more like a second half of season 2. Maybe season 2 could have been a 52 episode season like season 1 was. I think that's why those two seasons feel so good, is because they feel like they're matching each other's quality. Season 3 is the second half of Season 2. They were produced together. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, I forgot to say, the latest question. What's a character pairing that never happened in Steven Universe that you wish did happen? I'm thinking, weirdly enough, no, Connie and Peridot did interact a few times. It was Peridot and someone. I don't know. I can't think of one right now. I have to like think back to I don't know. I can't I don't know. Character pairings. Do you think Peridot could actually find out what Onion is? Actually, I think Peridot and Ronaldo, honestly, like, I think that would be fun. That would be a fun episode. As much as people hate Ronaldo, I think pairing those two together would make for an incredible fucking goofy episode. That's a weird take, but I think that would be like hilarious. There needed to be more, like, townie episodes would have been better if there were more gems interacting with the townies, like how Amethyst and Vidalia were like they interacted all the time, or what was it, pool hopping, where Vidalia and fucking Garnet interacted for a little while. Yeah, I think the townie episodes would have been way more bearable if there were actually like gems in those episodes. Who's the most underrated character in my opinion? I don't know why, but the first character to come to my mind was Buck Dewey. He has one episode. He has one spotlight episode, and that's it. And it's a bad one. No, I don't know. I really don't care about Buck Dewey, but I think that's also because he didn't get any episodes. I don't want the answer to be a townie. I feel like a gem has to be the answer to that question. Underrated characters. Yeah, if I wanted to watch regular human people, I'd go watch fucking Seinfeld. I don't know. Man. Underrated characters. Probably some of the random gems we end up seeing on Homeworld, like the Zircons, or just any of the off colors that never got spotlights. That one Jade fusion. And me! Okay. Blue Zircon underrated. I actually, in terms of like best episodes, I think The Trial is one of my favorites in the whole. The Trial was such like a wrench in all of the theories and stuff, because it's like, oh, did fucking Yellow Diamond do it? She's, I don't know. Emerald showed up for 5 minutes and we never see her again. Was that another case of an expensive voice actor? Voiced by a drag queen of some sorts. I don't know what else this person has been in, so I don't think that's the case of a expensive voice actor. Anyway, that was another case of forgetting about Lars. Yeah, one thing I like to imagine is like, was Emerald like part of some kind of different gem faction, or was Emerald just somehow part of the regular Diamond authorities and all that? Steven's star is gone in this shot. Steven doesn't have a star on his shirt with this outfit. He never did. This is yeah. Emerald had one of the best designs in Steven Universe to be wasted on a random side character. That always sucks, doesn't it? That happens in a lot of shows, I feel like, where you get a character with like an awesome design and they show up once. The idea of another gem faction that isn't the Crystal Gems or the Diamond Authority is a really interesting concept. That's what I was thinking about Emerald. Like, the whole, like, Emerald and her ship, it feels like it belongs to a different faction, if that makes any sense. It's not a hand. That is true. Well, the Ruby ship isn't a hand either. The fucking Nephrite ship, where the centipedals live, it's just a flying saucer. Yeah, evil in whose eyes? I think that's the dilemma that the whole series brings up. Is like, what is evil? Can someone be truly evil? Oh, the rubies have an eye. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, you're right. The roaming eye. But the saucer is just a saucer, like the Nephrite ship. Why does Peridot get a hand ship? I never thought of it that way, but like, what is there a rest? Is there a rest of that body to that hand? Is there like a fucking arm or like an elbow? Or are they just like mass producing hand ships? The ruby ship was a roaming eye. There's the red eye, and then there's the roaming eye. There's actually multiple red eyes that appear in Steven Universe. I'm surprised I even remembered the name of that ship. Anyway, with the current like scene, the current Star Trek scene, I do think Lars of the Stars would be a relevant kind of spin-off if they ever decided to make a spin-off. That's not what I would want from this series. That's specifically yeah, it's not the spin-off that I would want necessarily, but it would work well with how Star Trek has been like popping off. Also, Strange New Worlds. Star Trek Strange New Worlds comes back in June, and I'm excited for that one. There's like currently on TV there's more Star Trek media on TV right now than there ever has been. Like at one time. Cuz I think what do you call it? Next Generation and Deep Space 9 were playing at the same time, or they were premiering at the same time. I think I could be wrong about that. But yeah, right now I think they had what's the previous one that like just ended? They had Strange New Worlds, they had Picard before that. They had Discovery, which apparently was like one of the worst Star Trek series. And like you said, Lower Decks, like all at the same time. It's like 4 shows. Prodigy, yeah, I forgot about that one. That's like that is 5 different series. Okay, I have gotten to the point where we've looped through the entire Going Under soundtrack. So I'm going to have to pick a different soundtrack. We can do Factorio. Oh. This is my focusing playlist, basically. I don't know if any of you have played Factorio. I feel like Star Trek is becoming more and more mainstream, which I am really happy about because I can talk to people about what do you call it? About cool Star Trek stuff. Or yeah. I've been mistyping a lot, which means it's time to hit the bed. I know that feeling. See ya. Thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by. A buddy of mine got really into Factorio this month, and now the songs are stuck in my head. Yeah, Factorio, like, I associate the soundtrack with being productive. So it's like a good playlist to put on when I want to like sit down and work on something like writing or making games. Oh, I haven't done this in a long time, but before I started Gemology, I was working on a video game and I was making videos about it. I feel like I'm going to continue making videos about it, but I'll do it on a different channel. Like a specifically game dev channel, but a game called Pilot Light. I might try to like speed run that game. I don't think I've watched or played Factorio. Maybe someday I'll just do like a Factorio stream in the middle of the week or something. Just for fun. I don't want to like overdo streaming because then people get spammed out with notifications and get annoyed and don't want to be my friends anymore. But yeah, I do enjoy streaming, and I feel like I want to do more of it, but at the same time I want to like balance it out and not overshadow the main course, which is gemology. At least for the time being. I don't know what I do want to branch off after Mirror Gem and Ocean Gem. I'm going to take a break. I'll probably do 1 or 2 weeks of like not uploading, and then I'm going to do a couple videos that are entirely different from gemology, and then I'll come back to our regularly scheduled programming. I don't know the full plan yet. Anyway, you guys want to see my my video game? I'm gonna end the Q&A because I feel like that has wrapped up a little bit. I'm just gonna let the chat exist as a chat and not have two separate chats where there's questions being asked in both. You just submitted a Q&A question? Oh, sorry. I guess you didn't get any, like, warning. Okay, we're gonna play Pilot Light, the game. Just a quick, you can go download the demo of this game as well. Go on Steam, look up Pilot Light. It's my video game. I know I'm like just doing self-promo, but I just want to show this off a little bit because it's been forever since I showed it to any new people. The last time I showed it to new people, I brought a fucking Steam Deck to work and made a bunch of kids play it. I didn't make them play it. They wanted to play it because I was like, "Oh, you made a video game? That's so cool." Pilot Light. I'm going to work a lot on this game during the summer. Let's hit pause on the soundtrack real quick. I'm going to switch to this thing. Whoa, here's the music. I feel like that's really loud on the stream. Where it is? Okay, I'll just do the full window. Yeah, Pilot Light. I have friends working on. One friend doing art, and one friend. Well, I had a friend. He did the logo and this rocket ship, and then another friend doing music. Are we ranting about Sadie now? Sadie is a very yeah, I'll have a lot of things to say about Sadie. The logo's a bit hard to read. Yeah, the contrast isn't too high. Anyway, this is Pilot Light. It's your rocket ship. When you use your rocket engine, it lights up the level. It's very much work in progress. There's not a ton. I find people. Oh, I crashed. What's the lore? The lore is hard to explain. I'm gonna have like comic book style cutscenes at the end when the game actually comes out. God damn it! I haven't played this for a long time. You're flying through this. There's what do you call it? All of the stars in the night sky are powered by a light, by a thing called the Pilot Light at the center of the universe. It's at the planet at the center of the universe. And if that pilot light goes out, all the stars in the universe go out. So your job, your lore, is that you are the people tasked with going to the center of the universe and relighting the pilot light so all the stars come back. But you don't make it there in time, so all the stars have gone out, and you have to pilot your way through the planet while it's totally dark. And then you have flare button. You can launch flares, and it's really cool. And there will be cool, like, cutscenes, voice-acted cutscenes that I have planned. Mostly, I'm trying to get the actual game done. It is spooky. There's, this... Oh, shit. It's, if you want to, again, go on Steam, search up Pilot Light. There's a demo if you want to try this yourself. Here's this one. There's a bomb on this rock, and you have to... The few things that you can actually touch in this game are buttons. So that, like, blows up the button, or blows up the rock, and it leaves behind this big old dust cloud. Cool stuff. Should have stool as the skin for the rocket ship. I could change that right now. Hold on. We can do that. Aha. You'll like this concept a lot. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I can share with some people. Now this is now a game dev stream, I guess. Okay, we got to find the rocket player. Here's the sprite. Let's find a Let me see. This is going to be one of the stupidest things I've done. I appreciate your input on this because it's great. Okay. we're here's a stool. We're going to screenshot this. We're going to copy it to clipboard. We're going to open a Krita. This is dumb. This is awesome. Hold on. Prefind. Wait. Can I just paste? Okay, new file. We're just gonna paste the stool in, and I'm gonna erase the. I'm doing this with a mouse. I don't have a drawing tablet plugged in right now. So get rid of the background. We've evolved as a stream to a game dev meme stream. Maybe someday I'll just make a whole game on stream, and it'll be like the stupidest game you've ever played. And it's maybe I'll make that golf RPG that I was talking about in Rose's room. Whoop. You gotta keep this in the full game like an Easter egg. I feel like I'm violating copyright by having someone else's art, by having Steven Universe screenshot in my game. No one will know, right? Nobody will watch this stream. It'll be like one of those Plants vs. Zombies Easter egg where if you type like party mode or whatever, then the zombies turn into clowns. What's the Plants vs. Zombies like? They had a ton of Easter eggs and stuff in there. Again, doing this with a mouse, it's a nightmare. I guess I could select by color. Why am I not doing it that? Select from color range. Can I not highlights? Let's see. Shit. That doesn't work. It's not the same as Photoshop. I miss Photoshop. That's the one thing Linux wise I can't get on Linux. You can't have Photoshop. I could use GIMP. I'm not using GIMP because GIMP sucks. I don't know if any of you have tried to use GIMP after using Photoshop. Krita is good for I make thumbnails with this. All my thumbnails in Gemology are made with this, and it works. It does its job. And I do some graphics in the videos. I haven't done many graphics, but all the patron shout outs at the end are just done through this because it's easier to Blender. I edit videos in Blender, I've said before. It doesn't have good text editing tools, so I just do all text editing in this and it works out. I'm sure Rebecca Sugar wouldn't mind that I'm using a stool. It's not about Rebecca Sugar. She doesn't own the copyright. It's about fucking Warner Brothers. Because Warner Brothers owns the copyright. Contrary to popular belief, Rebecca Sugar doesn't own Steven Universe. That's what happens when you pitch an idea of a show. You sell it to that company, and then they get to do whatever they want. They own the copyright. And they pay you. That's how it works. I'll also use this stool PNG. I'll just put the stool back in. Actually, I will do that as a joke for one episode. I'll just put the stool back in when they're gone. I don't have the soundtrack playing. Let's play the soundtrack. I stopped it. More Factorio productivity music. They get to do what they want with your ideas. That's what... Yeah, you know that going in. That's called a contract. You sign the contract fully knowing that they can do what they want with your ideas. That's the point. Which, like specifically for this game that I'm making, Pilot Light, go download the demo and wishlist it on Steam. I am making it myself as an indie project, but I also signed a contract with Steam so I can put it on there and get, advertising through Steam. Which there's some things that go into that. It's non-disclosure agreements and sharing of, what do you call it? A frickin' revenue. Like they get a 30% cut. Though I do have creative control. That is where it differs. This is probably the most tedious thing you've ever watched. I like that my viewers went down quite a bit since I started doing this and I stopped talking about the show. How boring. How boring is this? Scale of 1 to 10, how boring is this? This will be worth it to put the stool into my video game. I could be using like Paint Bucket or something to do this, but nah, I'm doing it by hand. Like a 5? Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better. I was thinking people would be like 8. Equivalent of watching someone mow grass. Yeah, people watch mowing grass videos. You see those on like YouTube Shorts, right? I don't go out of my way to find them, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who enjoy that. I mowed my neighbor's grass for free to make content and also as a tax write-off because I have a business. Do you ever know that? The people who do those, who do the, what do you call it? Those like, I did this project for my neighbor for free. It's all tax write-offs. Because they're operating a business. If they can do something for free and call it a loss because they didn't get paid to do a project, that gets written off, and then you can also get ad revenue from it. Do we already talk about why Sugilite is unstable? Yes. What do you call it? We haven't actually talked about it, but I do want to mention that I got a lot of comments in what do you call it, on that video saying like they know 100%, oh, this is why Sugilite is unstable because she's a meathead and also Amethyst and Ruby are meatheads. But I feel like that's missing the point because at the beginning of that video I said that like specifically that fusions are greater than the sum of their parts and fusions are entirely different characters. But the other thing I said was, how is she so unstable but also can stay together? Like she doesn't come apart. How does Amethyst stay in? Oh, everyone says like Garnet is stable, so that's why Sugilite is stable. But like Amethyst isn't. Amethyst will just fucking get shoved out of that equation pretty quickly. I don't get it. It's never made sense to me. Oh, here we go. Factory time. What am I doing? Where am I saving this to? I haven't worked on Pilot Light in forever, so I don't even remember where I store stuff. No, that's where... Okay. I wonder... So, I just saved it as a Krita document. Can I... Let's see. This is a Sprite 2D. Can I open a Krita document? Okay, these are all controllers. I don't think that's a thing that happens. Amethyst insecurity, Ruby aggression, Sapphire superiority. She's not an unstable fusion. She's just aggressive. Yeah, that... I think aggressive is a better word, but it's the whole thing of Pearl saying she's unstable throws a whole wrench into the plan, or into that what do you call it? It's like a red herring. She's not actually unstable. She's just a meathead. Yeah, the Krita document isn't actually loadable. We're gonna save that as a PNG then. Stool, that's PNG. Okay, let's try. Player stool.png. Yeah, stool time. Oh, shit. Alright, ready for this stupid thing that took like 20 minutes to do? Oh, here we go. Why is it zoomed in? How do I fix that? Full screen. That doesn't work. Full screen. Huh? Can I make it so it doesn't, like, do that? Why does it... Why? I don't... Okay. Yeah, good. Stool time. Are you happy? I know I didn't have to do this, but now we have... now we have stool gaming. Yeah! Oh, also the level is like... It's so zoomed in. I don't know why it's this new version of this engine, and it's... Stool light, pilot the stool. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of that, I think. Stool gaming. Okay, let's go back to this episode. You know what? We've been I'm going to close that and I'm not going to save it. The file will be there in the game files every time it gets compiled. It'll be like the coconut in TF2. Like, if this coconut gets removed, then the whole game falls apart. The stool PNG makes it look so much like some Scratch project. Why does Pearl make me think of an Ed, Edd n Eddy character so often? Can we talk about, Actually, let's not talk about the Ed, Edd n Eddy art that Rebecca Sugar did that one time. Let's save that for a different... Let's save that for a full video, I think. Gem and Jemmy. Yeah, that's a good video. I would play it, but again, worried about copyright. I can't believe there are people who find Pearl hot. I can't believe there are people who don't see Pearl as hot. Like, who would look at Pearl and say nobody should find her attractive. Not to say that I find her hot, but, like, I can see why people like her, you know? Why people have their cartoon crushes on this pale... pearlescent character. That's a good face. Her name is just the hot one. Yeah, Mayor Dewey knows. Pearl in a suit is low-key hot. I can agree with that one, I think. Don't make me put this face into pilot light. I don't like thinking about the gems in this way. Well, you don't have to. Other people can on your behalf. Pearl with her jacket is a little hot, but IDK fam. I don't know. Pearl's new design with the jacket, or Pearl with the jacket in Last One Out of Beach City? I wouldn't say it's hot. I'd say she's cool. Remember how Pearl got like 10 different flirty phone numbers? Yeah, she's canonically the hot one. Come on. Her future jacket. Yeah, I don't know about that. Pearl does have good faces. I think Amethyst has better faces because she's just a better character. Marginally. She's marginally better. She's not... Pearl is great. Amethyst is, in my opinion, the best one. Yeah, there we go. Garnet is right there, though. Most gems would probably be pretty weirded out by people talking about them this way. Yeah, they wouldn't really know. Like, they can't consider hotness because there's no like reason ingrained in them like there is in humans to find attraction, romantic or like sexual or whatever, in any other being, gem or human or anything. That's just not a thing because they don't need to reproduce, so there's no need to find sexual attraction in another being, in another person. Amethyst probably, she might understand it. I think Amethyst understands it because she's gotten the most action, if you know what I mean. What a great conversation. Yeah, this is what the streams are here, because I won't talk about this kind of thing in the videos, so that's why we do it on the stream. Pearl and Rose were freaky. Were they? I don't think they were. As much as that's like implied, I don't think that's ever what do you call it? I don't think Rose and Pearl were ever like an item. Blake at the Stake said, I wish there was Yowie in the Steven Universe. I think there's enough other shows that have that. I think we can leave Steven Universe out of it. The gems didn't really have the physical reason to have love, but the emotions simply went there. Yeah, I don't... Now that I'm thinking about it, again, it works for TV. You have to suspend your disbelief for this kind of thing. Biologically, there's no reason other than like to preserve your species as like in terms of safety. But like there's no reason to find attraction for gems to be attracted to each other, you know, like how Pearl was crushing on Rose. Do you think Rose like observed humans enough just to be like, how do you make more of you? How do you make humans? I like that as we started this conversation, the viewers dropped. I can like looking at the graph. Like totally Rose just totally innocently saying like, how do you make more humans? She just doesn't know. Like, you gotta explain it. Did you know there's people who ship Jamie and Kevin? Did you know that there are people who ship everything? That's like Rule 34.3 of the internet or whatever. I think shipping is a universal constant. Like somewhere someone is shipping every two characters in every piece of media. I was never a shipper. And I still am not a shipper. The exception being Miraculous Ladybug, but that's because to enjoy that show you have to be a shipper. You like it's a requirement. Okay, random question. Pearl says, like, we need a carefully thought out plan to take down this communication hub. What do you think her plan was? Without fusion. I'm gonna guess she's like, we need bombs. We need dynamite. Jenga? They're just gonna play giant Jenga? Jackhammers? They just rent a jackhammer from Menards. I'm realizing that I said that and I like 90% of you don't know what Menards is unless you live in the Midwest. They needed the shooting star. They need to find the shooting star and then blow up the fucking thing. I live in Brazil, so I might know even less. Yeah. Menards is like Home Depot, but it's green. Green Home Depot. The laser light cannon. Yeah, why don't they bring back the fucking light cannon? That's a cool thing. The light cannon appears one episode after its introduction, or it's used in one episode after the introduction, and then it's fucking gone forever. Like it explodes, like it misfires and it just blows up. I don't fucking know. Hashtag bring back the light cannon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They use it twice, and then it never appears again. Yeah, it didn't do anything in the return. It did jack shit. Fucking 4 of them didn't do anything. Blue, Pearl, and Diamond only appeared physically in Season 4. Yeah, it took a long time to get Blue Diamond on screen, except for the Garnet backstory, the Garnet origin story. The answer. 10 laser light cannons versus 1 gorilla. If there's a hand ship, does that mean there's a foot ship? Don't start we're just talking about fucking shipping. I don't want to think about feet. Cuz you know what, we're on the internet. You know what's going on with feet and shipping and ships. But yeah, there's probably a foot ship. If there's a standalone hand ship, there might be a foot ship, and it just kicks the shit out of fucking a gorilla. 100 foot ships versus 1 gorilla. White Diamond only appears in 2 episodes. Except for, what do you call it? Fucking Future. She appears in Future. She appears in the movie. She, only appears in 2 episodes in the actual original series. The show never have any other body-shaped ships. We've established that we've had eyes. We've had Peridot's hand ship. And then, of course, all the Diamonds, different ships. But, other than that, no, we haven't. It's weird. Where's the boobs ship? That's the one that I want. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Amethyst reaction to that joke. Why were emeralds and Lars not body parts? Again, I like to think that it was from a different faction of gems. Dude, Pearl and Steven when the boobs ship appears. Butt ship? Pink Diamonds was kind of a butt ship, wasn't it? Appendix ship, it just explodes. Do you guys know what the spleen does? I learned this like a year ago. The spleen is an organ that, like, it's a blood reservoir. It, like, if this happens if you're going swimming, it, like, if you're going underwater and holding your breath for a long time, your spleen will, like, swell up with blood with, like, a lot of oxygen and stuff stored in it, and it'll as you use up the oxygen in your blood, it'll like replenish your oxygen, your blood oxygen. And there's like this village, I think it's in India, where they do a lot of diving for food and for fishing. And like all of the people who live in this village and have like adapted to it, they have enlarged spleens so they can do like longer dives. It is the stamina health bar. Yeah, it's like your natural stamina bar. What's the village? What the fuck is... The tribe that evolved to stay underwater longer. The Bahau people. The sea nomads. They can hold their breath for 10 minutes underwater. And they've like adapted. They've evolved large spleens. I don't know why I'm on this tangent of spleens, because someone brought up the spleen ship, and I'm like, do you guys even know what a spleen does? And it's like, it's this neat factoid that I know. I'm full of them. I'm full of neat factoids. My cat showed up because he wants food. Say meow into the microphone. Say meow. I'm like squeezing his paw to see if he'll... No, he doesn't want to speak. He doesn't want to meow into the microphone. He's gone. Get out of here. Those are the ones that also evolve some eye stuff that protects eyes from water better. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look that up. I don't know. Biological characteristics. Okay, free diving adaptations. Okay, here we go. Some people intentionally rupture their eardrums at an early age to facilitate diving and hunting at sea. What? Many older Samabahau are therefore hard of hearing. That's fucked. This is wild. I should research more of this kind of shit, more of this stuff. Yeah, their spleens are about 50% larger. Let me see. Where does it talk about? Does it talk about eyes? Better underwater vision than Europeans. It is not known if this trait has a genetic bias. I don't know if it doesn't mention anything about the at least on Wikipedia it doesn't mention anything about their eyes or like their like resistance to seawater in their eyes. We have remnants of a third eyelid that doesn't work anymore. If any of you own a cat, you've probably seen they have like a third, like half a third eyelid kind of. If you've ever like woken up a sleeping cat and they have like that whitish eyelid underneath. It's real. There's a lot of vestigial body parts like tailbones, appendices. Pinky toes. Pinky toes are entirely unnecessary for humans to have. We did the poll during the premiere. I don't know if any of you that were there for the premiere, but I had a friend. When I was watching the premiere, it was me and one of my friends in a voice call in Discord. And we were making little jokes, and we ended up just doing a poll during the premiere in the chat. Who was hotter, Greg or Garnet? And Greg won by a hair. Greg is, according to Gemology premiere viewers, Greg is the hotter character. That's fair. Yeah. He said it himself. He's a buff stud. I also like that the buff studs bit was the first time Pearl and Greg interacted in the show. Hey, Pearl, come to check out some buff studs. You need pinky toe for balance? Do you really? Is that like a necessity to have a pinky toe to... The most lesbian interaction ever. True. Not that Greg was trying to like flirt with Pearl. That's just he's just being funny. He's just being funny dad joke. There's people who are all about those anatomically better shoes. I've heard of those. I feel like they'd be really stupid to wear. That's the one thing, is you just don't want to look like a dipshit with like weird clown shoes. If you just go barefoot for like a year, your foot will naturally go back to that position. But you have to wear wide. I do wear wide shoes, like for the reason of not destroying my foot bone structure. And also I inherited wide feet from my parents. No, but natural feet aren't stupid feet. Yeah, but the shoes that go on them are stupid looking. Open-toed shoes aren't always appropriate. Yeah, in my current job, I can't wear open-toed shoes. They look fine. Am I thinking of the wrong thing though? Then oh no, I suppose the shoes that I wear they're wide and they're not quite as like goofy. I'll show what I'm looking at right now. I'm thinking about these that just actually look like clown shoes. Some of them look better. This one. Yeah. They look like clown shoes. I mean, it's good. It's better for your feet. It's not going to give you fucking arthritis in your feet, but they just kind of look goofy. Meanwhile, there are shoes that actually look normal that what do you call it? Where I guess these. I don't want to be looking at feet on stream. That's weird. The shoes that I definitely find weird are the ones that actually sleeve your toes like actual feet gloves. I've seen those. I've seen people wear those in like toe socks. They're very weird. I wouldn't want one. Very strange. Toe socks are great. I don't like shit in between my toes. It's weird. We're talking about feet. I don't like looking at feet. It's strange. I'd rather look at other body parts, like the boobs ship. I'm gonna bring up the boobs ship in a video, I think. Like why, like when we see Peridot's hand ship, it's like, well, where are the other body part? We see like full body ship, but like where if we just get hand ship, where's like the foot ship and the boobs ship? They're funny looking and that's okay. It doesn't make them less effective. Where's the ear ship? We gotta listen in. We gotta eavesdrop on everybody. Don't name just feet and boobs. I might have to. I've already, it's in motion. I don't know how easy it'll be to stop. What if there's only one ship for each boob? And they need to come together. What if the red eye is actually boob ships? And they're not eyes. The roaming eyes are the... Or what if the roaming eyes are the boobs because they're kind of pointed? This is a stupid conversation. Yeah, where is the gem ship? Why is there no gem on the Diamond's gem ships? Huh. Why does White Diamond's ship not have a gem? Does it? Hold on. White diamond ship. Looking at it. Oh, it does have a gem. Does it? Am I stupid? Am I blind? Okay, it kind of does. It kind of does and it kind of doesn't. It's weird. Do you think the diamonds, like lore-wise, do you think they ever fused and that's what the ship kind of looks like? Is that the same reason that like obsidian is the statue? Nah. You don't think? Rainbow diamond. The art book talks about ships. I need to fucking get these art books that everyone has. I've only ever looked at one, at like the first one. Art and Origins. Is that the only one? How many art books are there? There's 3. Okay. There's a Steven Universe the movie art book as well. I'm looking on Amazon right now. I'm seeing a lot of there's a lot of art books like related to this. There's also art and animation like career guides. I feel like there's way too many career guides for art and animation, like specifically animation. Do you know what do you call it? There was a one guy, I forget his name. I was subscribed to him, and like his whole channel, it was all about animation, but it was all about like being a professional in animation and not about like learning animation itself. I feel like the professional side, like being a professional in anything, just comes with experience. You can't really teach that to someone. I don't know. There's too many like career guides out there. Do you remember that one teaser for season 2 that had Peridot faintly sing along to the theme song? I don't remember that. If you have a link to it, send it to me, because I actually don't know. I don't know about that. The movie art book is a bit disappointing. That is unfortunate. The one art book of like any media that I have, I talked about this last stream. I got a art book from Overwatch 1, but it's the second art book, like after they added all the characters. I found it at this like surplus store for like $8 or something. Blue and yellow fuse would make green diamond. Yeah. We learned that in first grade. That if you mix blue and green, or blue and yellow, it makes green. Unless you're talking about, if we're talking about pigments, that's the case. But if we're talking about, what do you call it? Frickin', like light, like additive color, like a screen, you would need to add red and green to get yellow, I think. We can try it. I got Krita. I forget. I don't know my RGB that well. Yeah, red and green is yellow. Okay. Unfortunately, there's no red diamond. I think the consensus that pink diamond was supposed to be red, but she's off color. She was going to be blood diamond. Blood bending. Oh, I like the idea that red and black diamond are hidden off somewhere. That's, again, to bring up the idea of other factions. It's like, if there's like more gems out there. Again, we're going to bring this up every stream that we ever do. Why do the gems need a fucking military? Why do they need huge soldiers and ships for, if they're not running into other aliens or other aliens with like similar forces, you know? If you're just like conquering a fucking jungle planet, you don't need armies. Me after Taco Bell. Bloodstone, you know, geologically is not a diamond. Bloodstone is a bloodstone. It's apparently called a heliotrope, if you want to look those up. It's a type of jasper, apparently. Someone's edgy Steven Universe OC is probably Bloodstone. You skipped Rocknaldo when that episode came out, didn't you? You lucky bastard. Gemology guy teaching us real gemology. Yeah, I don't know nothing about gemology. I'm just Googling shit. The actual geological fucking formation of all the gems are not going to be a point of topic in any of these videos because I know nothing about that. Of all the things I know about, rocks is not one of them. Stop watching after a bit, and so if I go and watch the whole show, I'll probably end up eventually seeing whatever Rocknaldo is. Yeah. If you want to skip that one, I won't hold it against you. If there's any episodes to skip, that's definitely one of them. Do you think there's space rocks that we don't know about? Oh, absolutely. Like, there's so many cases of weird rocks that can only be, like, found in certain places on Earth. That, like, there's gotta be weird rocks on other planets that are formed in weird ways. So I still have my gripe with this shot. Hold on. This one. Why is Greg, like, tiny? Greg's, like, one head taller than Sadie. It seriously looks like he's a PNG and he was added into the scene, like, as an afterthought. Yeah, like, Sadie's head. I mean, Sadie already has a bigger head than Lars. That's just a thing. But Sadie's head being fucking twice the size as Greg's. Like, Greg's gut and Sadie's head are the same size. It's fucked. This shot. Everyone complained. I don't know if anyone of you remember. You were on the internet during when season 3 was airing, and, like, everyone complained, like, oh, Lapis's hair is too big, and, like, Lapis and Pearl should be like this height, well, like, when they're not. But it's like, man, the whole show, like, it's always been like this. There's always been these weird, size errors. Also, his face is all weird. This eye is big. People have different proportions. However, look at the end of the episode. Look at how much taller Greg is than Lars. That's like how they're supposed to be. Man. I feel like Lars should be taller. He's really fucking tall earlier in this episode when he's, like, barely fitting into the chair here. He's like a giant. He's like Andre the Giant, even. Tall, lanky boy. Also, let's look at the shitty proportions when they're running up to the top of the thing, when Sugilite and Pearl are running. Okay, this is like how tall she's supposed to be. She's huge. And Pearl's already relatively tall. Pearl's pretty big. But Sugilite's huge, right? We get to this point. So, okay, they're running along the beach. Look at how big Sugilite is. This is like how they're supposed to be. And then this is the lighthouse up here. Definitely taller than Sugilite, the actual lighthouse tower itself. We go like 3 more shots this way, 4 more shots maybe. Sugilite is fucking huge. I know, I get that the lighthouse is behind her, but she's like twice the size of the lighthouse. Man. It's insane. I'm just saying that people made huge complaints, huge rants about it in later seasons when it was like this was always a thing. The show always had this like size errors and stuff. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. But yeah. You don't notice it? I notice it because I have to. That's my job now. I get paid to notice things. Don't think about the noticing things meme. That's a you get in trouble if you talk about that one. Especially on YouTube. Don't notice too many things in real life at least. It's a yeah, I won't get into that cuz it's then you start getting into conspiracy territory. The one thing worse than theories about, like, crackpot theories about cartoons is crackpot theories about real life. Notice King Alex 105X? No. Why? No. Read your name out loud? I'm not going to do that, King Alex 105X. Why would I do that? Size errors really always reminded me of Bowser's very varied sizes. How's Pearl get bruises and stuff at the end of the episode? How is that possible for a gem? Yeah, that is strange because, like, to have these red marks on her skin, Pearl would have to have, like, blood, right? Maybe it's just like sand. I don't know, the gems get scraped up sometimes. I feel like that's like a normal thing that just happens and they can, like, reform. It's probably just dirt, yeah. Same color as the sand. You're all right. It probably is just like dirt scratched up on her fucking body. It does look like bloody scrapes though. Like she skinned her knee. Snot drip slander? Yeah, I did slander her fucking snotty fucking booger nose. I realize, like, if this dripped once, I would not have questioned it. I would have mentioned it. I would not have cared whatsoever. But it just kind of hangs there like a fucking loogie. Not a loogie, but like a dangler, you know? But then, yeah, she turns her... No, it actually is coming out of her nose. What the fuck? Wait, it is a booger. She turns her nose, and it's like... You can hardly see it, because the contrast is all fucked. Let me see if I can, like, up the contrast in Blender. Color. Oof. Let's undo that. Yeah, it is a booger. Look at it. It's... Artists adding human features to gems even though they don't have it. Yeah, fucking noses and tongues and eyes. It's like when we cry and it gets all up in our nose. Yeah. Speaking of boogers, I've been having nasty allergies recently. I don't get allergies that bad usually, but it's been so pollen-y recently that it's like I've been blowing my nose. I went through like half a box of Kleenex. We're talking about boogers, we're talking about feet, we're talking about all sorts of like anatomy this this stream. What's the point of gems having a physical form? What's the point of us being alive? What is the meaning of life? These questions can go deeper and deeper forever. Yeah, where's the nose ship? Where can I get the booger nose ship when I shoot booger rockets? Snot rockets. Literal snot rockets. What's the point of this show? Why don't we just give up? Why don't I just unplug my computer right now and just stop making gemology? What's the point of it all? I've determined long ago that the point of my life is to entertain. Like I get the most joy when I entertain people and when people tell me that things that I do, they enjoy things that I do. When people give me comments like, "Oh, this is like Gemology is my like lunch show," like it comes out during my lunch break or whatever, and they always look forward to it on a Wednesday. That kind of stuff, I enjoy that. But yeah, Gemology's canceled because everyone's like, "What's the point?" Wild jump from what's the point of Pearl Booger to what's the meaning of life. You save it for the weekend? Aw. But it's a Wednesday thing, because nothing ever happens on Wednesday. That's why I picked Wednesday. It's also because the school I work at releases, like they get out early on Wednesdays, so I get time to actually come to the premieres. Unless I'm going to the fucking dentist. I had to miss one time because I went to the dentist. Should have picked Thursday because Thursday is truly the day when nothing happens. I didn't pick Thursday. No, wait. I didn't pick Tuesday because Tuesday's the day Overanalyzing Avatar was coming out. Thursday is not a day when things happen. Now that you point that out. Yeah, if I do another channel, because I said I wanted to do like other shit, other channels, other videos during the summer. Thursday might be a contender for video releases. Pearl has snot in her nose? Minty, you missed it. We just had like a 20-minute conversation about that. You missed it. Sorry. I'm not going back to the Pearl Booger. Started to look forward to the videos and streams because it's the only place I discuss Steven Universe, but now it's stay for the vibe and humor. It does feel like I liked when this show was coming out, I'd always find places that were doing like episode discussions. And what do you call it? I miss that about like just having a place to talk about episodes as they come out. So I'm like, it kind of feels nice. It feels like I'm almost re-releasing the episode and we all get to discuss it again. It's cool. It's fun. If I worked as a teacher, I would say I work as a teacher. I've I work at a school. I'm like a support staff, basically. And I have a substitute license, but I am not a teacher. Okay, I think I need to be done with the Factorio soundtrack. I also think the stream, I can wrap up the stream pretty soon because it's been nearly 3 hours. I think before I wrap up the stream. No, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna play games after, I think, because I just want to sit and chill after this. But yeah. I enjoy doing these. I'm sad I didn't get to do one on Saturday. What was I gonna say? I definitely plan on streaming maybe twice a week when summer starts. Because again, work at a school, summer's coming soon in like 2 weeks. Maybe Thursday streams. Maybe the discussion streams will be Thursday, and then I'll just do like a whatever the hell I want on Saturday. Or maybe vice versa, because I don't know, because more people will come to the Saturday streams because what do you call it? Fucking yeah. Summer of Steven? No, we already had Summer of Steven years ago. Am I going to rank songs anytime? I might do like a song tier list at some point. I do want to branch out. I don't want to do episode discussions 100% of the time. There was my first plan was I found a fucking iceberg. I wanted to do an iceberg video. My cat showed up again. My cat is desperate for food right now, so it is getting close to time to end the stream. Talk about size difference. Look at how stumpy he looks. I want to maybe after, because again, I said I wanted to do some other stuff after. I just want to take a break from doing episodes after Mirror Gem and Ocean Gem. Take some time off and then do some other like different videos. I know the hot takes, like give me your Steven Universe hot takes it's like topical. A lot of people are doing those recently. So I'll probably do one of those later this summer. And then song tier list at some point. Probably later down the line after we get more songs. Anyway, since I have a lot of time to work on videos though, I'll probably buffer a few, like 3 weeks worth of videos, and then just be able to take that time off. And that will be the time where it's like the like different ones, like the hot takes maybe, and I'll do the iceberg later in the series when we get to all the diamond shit. And maybe a tier list if people care about tier lists still. Anyway, I think that's a good wrapping up point. I'm going to end that off. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks everyone for watching. I gotta give another thanks to Cinecake for the super chat earlier. Very much appreciate it, so I don't have to go out and if I wasn't streaming, I would be doing like DoorDash during this time on the weekends. And just being able to make a little extra money during the weekends, it's very nice. There is a Discord link in the description if you still want to hang out perpetually. It's like a stream, but all the time. I'm always in that chat. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. All y'all. I'm going to go listen to what it sounded like when I was screaming from my kitchen. All right. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for watching. And good night.